In today's video, I'm going to go over exactly how to run Google Ads on a very small budget. And I'm talking like a couple bucks here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Tanich. I run a 7-figure marketing agency, and I also have a free weekly newsletter called the Midweek Marketer, where I give away one actionable marketing strategy that I'm using in my businesses and in my clients' businesses. If you'd like to sign up for that, click the link in the description below. Okay, so you want to run Google Ads on a very small budget. That's totally cool. It's actually probably a better way to do that when you're first starting out on Google Ads, whether you don't know much about Google Ads or if your business just doesn't have a ton of revenue or a ton of net profit and you can't really dump too much or invest too much into Google Ads. So running Google Ads on a small budget is very possible, and we do it for a lot of our clients. Now, before I dive into exactly how to do it yourself, if you do need help or you do want an agency to run it for you, I'd be more than happy to have that conversation with you. I have a link in the description below that links out to my website. Fill out the form and we'll schedule some time to talk more. Okay, the very first thing that you need to understand when you are running Google Ads on a small budget is your customer journey. Customer journey. So what does that mean? You have to think through, how is someone finding me on Google and what's their thought process that they're thinking through. There's a whole list of things that happens in the customer journey. I'm not going to dive into that right now. But what I am going to talk about is if you are running a specific business, so let's say a landscaping business, people are looking for you at the specific time that they have an issue. So let's say they need a retaining wall put in and they're, wall or their hill collapsed a little bit last night in the rainstorm. They're going to go to Google and type in retaining wall companies near me or landscaping companies that can do retaining walls near me. And they're looking for you at that specific time, which is a good way to utilize Google Ads. So you have to understand the customer journey or what the person is going through in order to find you and why they're coming to Google. That's really the important part. And the reason you want to understand this is that dictates what keywords that you're going to be going after. Now, if you're an e-com business, for example, what's the issue that you're solving? For example, I had a smaller client that was an e-com business, and then what they did was they sold tool organizers. So there are these little widget things that you put in your toolbox to organize your tools. And in itself, that's really cool. And really, it's a really good Facebook and Instagram ad. However, what's the customer journey? What's someone thinking of when they go to Google to potentially find that e-com product? And most of the time what they're looking for is the keywords best tool organizers or how to organize your toolbox. So my point is that you have to understand why someone is going to Google and what they're searching for to specifically find your product or your service. Okay, now that you understand that, the next thing you want to do is open up the Google Keyword Planner. So Okay, so this is a tool that Google offers that allows you to start to search specific keywords or search terms that people are looking for. You can look by location, you can look by country, you can look by specific search terms, and it gives you ideas of what people are looking for around the search terms that you put into the search bar. And what's great about this is it allows you to start to see, oh, this specific keyword that I'm looking for has, 1,000 people on average looking it up every single month, but this other keyword that I was thinking of actually only has about 10 people searching it every single month. But the other really important point too here is you want to see how much specific keywords are costing. When you're running on a small budget with Google Ads, you don't want to be spending a ton of money on high cost keywords. Typically what happens is a lot of competitors are going after those specific keywords, which drives up the cost. What you want to do is you want to use the Google Keyword Planner to find cheap or low cost keywords. Low cost keywords. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're spending $1 a day, right? Instead of going after a keyword that costs $5 per click, you want to go after a keyword that costs $1 a click, because it's going to take you about 5 days to get one click if you go after the $5 click search term, or you could go after the search term that's $1 and you get a click a day. So the point is spend a lot of time on the Google Keyword Planner finding the keywords that are cheap so you can go after those. Another thing I'll mention too is you want to go after long tail keywords. I have found that these end up being a lot cheaper and long tail keywords. And they also end up not having as many competitors as a short-term keyword. So to give you an example, landscaper is a short form keyword. However, if you type in best landscaper in Walton County, Missouri, that is a long tail keyword and less people are going to be going after that specific one. So your goal is to use the keyword planner to find low cost keywords and then also look up long tail keywords. Now the long tail ones also might have a little less search traffic, but the cost would be a lot lower. Okay, once you have your keywords that you want to go after, you want to create search ad campaigns. Search ads. Google offers a lot of different ad campaigns. So you have search ads, you have performance max, you have YouTube ads, display ads. There's a lot of different ones. However, when you're running on a small budget, the best bang for your buck is search ads. So whether you're an e-com business or a local service business, search ads is going to give you the best bang for your buck if you're running Google ads on a small budget. Okay, so now you understand the customer journey, you got your keywords, you're setting up search ads. The next thing you want to do is potentially narrow down the location of your ads. If you're a local service business, this actually helps you out a lot. The more refined you can get with the location, the less likely there is competition going after that keyword. So if you're running Google ads on a small budget and you're trying to run them for the entire country, you're going to be competing against everyone else that are going after those keywords for the entire country. And a lot of times that's going to include out of country people trying to get those keywords too. So my point is if you're able to refine down to a specific location, like your town or your county or your state, there's going to be less competition, which is going to drive the cost down and allow you a better shot of stretching your Google ads budget. Now, if you're an e-com client, I get it. You're probably like, wait a second, I have to do the entire country because I'm an e-com business. Not necessarily. What you could do is you could run ads specific to a location. So I live up in Traverse City, Michigan. You could run ads and be like, hey, Traverse City, Michigan, check out this product. And it's just for that location. Again, it's just something to help if you have a small Google ad budget. It's not a long-term strategy that I would go with, but if you're running Google ads on a small budget, focusing on a specific location instead of trying to hit the entire country is going to stretch your budget a lot farther. A couple other things that I would focus on too. I would make sure your landing page matches your keywords. Landing page. The reason being is if someone goes to Google and they're looking up a specific thing, they want to see that specific thing on the landing page. For example, if you are a landscaping company and you have a small Google ad budget and you're trying to run ads to build pergolas, you want to make sure that landing page that they're coming to is information about pergolas. The ad is about pergolas, the landing page is about pergolas. You don't want to send them to a landing page that's about all the landscaping you do and outdoor living and lawn care and all this stuff. They're looking for pergolas. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your landing page is specific to the ads that you are creating. That's huge when you are trying to run Google ads on a small budget. Now, whether you have a small budget or a large budget, that is one of the things that you definitely need to be doing when you're running Google ads is making sure your ads match up with your landing page copy, images, the service or the product, make sure it all matches up. You'd be surprised how many clients that we pick up and we go through their Google ad account and their old agency, or if they were running it, I've seen so many times they've actually just been running ads to either the wrong landing page or just a generic landing page. And making that one little tweak ends up blowing up their ads. Make sure your landing page matches your ads. Okay, the next thing that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you include your keywords in your ads. Your ads. Okay, if you're running Google ads on a small budget, you want to make sure that your keywords are mentioned in the ads for two reasons. One, again, if someone's going to Google and they're typing in a specific search term and they see that search term in your ad, they're more likely to click on it, which then saves you money on your small budget. But the other thing that's super important is Google wants to make sure your ad has a ranking that is excellent. Now there's average, there's good, but you want your ads to be ranked as excellent. A lot of people mess this up. It took me a while to actually figure this part out, but you want to make sure your ads are ranked as excellent. And to do that, you have to have the keywords that you're trying to go for in the ad itself, in the search ad itself. Google then sees that and goes, wow, this is an excellent ad, and ends up pushing that ad more than an average or a good ad. A lot of people mess this up. But if you're running Google ads on a small budget, you need to, please make sure you have an excellent ad. Now, as you're putting the copy into the ad and tweaking it, you might notice that at the top it says good or average, and you're like, why is this not working? Put in all the keywords, put in other call to action type terms like call today or schedule a free estimate or request an appointment now. Have those type of call to actions in there and keep tweaking the copy until at the top it says excellent ad. If there's one thing that I can suggest to actually stretch your small budget as far as possible in Google is that. Please, please, please do it. Okay, so those are the essentials on how to run Google Ads on a small budget. Obviously, there's other little pieces that go into it, but those are the key things that you want to do if you have a small budget to really stretch it out. If you like my marketing agency to run your Google Ads for you so you don't have to deal with the headache of everything, you can focus on running your own business, click the link in the description below. We'll schedule a time to meet. We have a bunch of clients across a bunch of different industries, local services, e-com, all of it. We have a ton of experience across a bunch of different industries. Also, if you'd like to sign up for my midweek marketer newsletter where I give away one actionable marketing strategy every single week, click the link in the description below. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and I will see you in the next one.